what a transfer this is for Manchester United, albeit on a loan deal.
Yeah, it's good that the deal has been done so early, not just for Manchester United fans to relax that they're bringing in a quality player. It is still subject to medical and personal terms, but the loan deal has been agreed at this stage. I guess the other clubs like Arsenal and Manchester City, who have been mentioned and linked with Falcao, they can now go and pursue some other options throughout the day, and there's still a chance that they can make a signing by the end of it. But this is a big signing. This is a player who over the last two and a half years has been the best striker in European football, in my opinion, in terms of an out-and-out centre-forward striker. He's had his massive injury problems. He didn't play for most of last season. He wasn't fit enough to make the Colombian squad at the World Cup. But he's returned to the start of this campaign. He's got a couple of goals in his first 3 games, and Manchester United have obviously seen enough in him to believe he's good enough to come in now and score goals in the Premier League.
For all their troubles results-wise, less than a week ago they made that stellar signing in Angel Di Maria for almost £60 million. United fans have got to be excited, haven't they?
It's been a terrible start to the season for the club. Louis van Gaal on his own, his presence wasn't turning the results around. They obviously needed to improve the standard of the team. Angel Di Maria, fantastic established European football, the most expensive signing by a British club ever, and that showed the intent. Now bringing in Falcao, and interesting that it is a loan deal. They're not having to pay money up front, because such has been the outlay now with Herrera, with Rojo to come through. Actually, Manchester United would be in danger of slipping into a financial fair play problem, given the amount of money they would have spent had they to outlay to buy Falcao. It could well be that this could be a loan deal for now, with a permanent deal to come down the line.
We thought Manchester City were in front of the queue for Falcao. And perhaps Arsenal as well, supposedly interested, because they certainly need a striker. They got that 1-1 draw against Leicester yesterday, and with Olivier Giroud's injury. So you talked about that domino effect. Falcao going to Old Trafford. Arsenal, Man City perhaps, looking elsewhere now.
Yeah, I mean, I was at Leicester commentating on that game yesterday. They played Yaya Sanogo up front. He's 21 years of age. He might well become a good striker. But it's not like in 1998 when Ian Wright was injured and Wenger brought in a Nicolas Anelka who no one had ever heard of before, and suddenly they go on and win the league. Yaya Sanogo is not as talented as Nicolas Anelka. We've seen that so far. But it's not like Arsene Wenger to go out and splash the cash in a panic nature. So does he have other targets lined up? Did he ever really believe he was going to get Falcao? There has been a signal of intent from Arsenal in the last 24 hours, with their supporters yesterday chanting at the manager to go out and make a signing. And it would look like, of various places they need to strengthen the squad, the striker is the best, with Giroud, who has averaged over 20 goals a season in his 2 years in England. They've got to replace those goals.
Looking at Old Trafford, with players coming in, you expect lots of players being shipped out. We know that Shinji Kagawa is on his way out, cleverly perhaps not going to Aston Villa. Danny Welbeck, Javier Hernandez possibly on his way to Real Madrid.
Yeah, Javier Hernandez to Real Madrid looks that is going to go ahead. Also perhaps a loan deal. And maybe now with Falcao coming into Manchester United, that means that Louis van Gaal will be comfortable allowing Danny Welbeck to go. He doesn't seem to be a player that Van Gaal has gelled with in the early weeks of working at the club. In terms of pre-season, there was criticism about the performances. He's only been used sparingly in the Cup and League games that we've seen so far this season. There will be a queue of clubs, Ollie, signing up for Danny Welbeck. He's an England international. He's a proven goal scorer in the Premier League. I think there are very few clubs in the top flight who would not want Danny Welbeck in their team.